Hey guys, what's going on? It is Chris here. We are looking ahead to today's slate for the 25th of January. Once again, hopefully you guys all had a pretty good day. Wasn't able to do a video, spent some time with family, so it was a family day yesterday. Anyway, we are back at it. We did get to do premium yesterday, did score a 322.2. As you see, one of our subscribers won $10 on it. Yeah, so we had Scottie Pippen, 24.1. Obviously, the John Morant news broke, so that's the main guy to go to. Murray was a good cash game play, and then obviously all the news broke for Charlotte as well. So I had Nick Smith in there, and then obviously the 8 news dropped, and Ball was out. So I really liked Portland. And so Denny had 37, Grant had 29, Bane had a solid 39, had no rebounds, which kind of blows me away. But yeah, overall, like I said, it was a pretty good one. We had Mark Williams in there as well. So if you guys would like to come join us for premium, it's not too bad. We have a $5 day pass and a $9 for 2 lineups for a day pass. If you don't want that, we have Fanduel DraftKings separately, $25 per month, 2 lineups per day for each site, depending on which one you get. Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, they're both separate. um, and then we got FanDuel DraftKings, $35 per month for 4 lineups per day, 2 for each site. FanDuel Price Picks combo, and like I said, Price Picks has been doing pretty good, and I've been focusing on that as well. And there's some pretty good edge over there. Like I said, if you follow, the spread, there's some edge, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Like I said, if you guys also want our free lineup, all you have to do is hit us up on our Twitter, and we'll get you guys all set up on that. And like I said, if you want premium as well, hit us up on Twitter. If you have any questions or anything like that, that's the place to go. Also, if you guys do go ahead and like the video, leave a like. I appreciate it. And also hit that subscribe button as well for more NBA FanDuel lineup advice videos. All right, so let's dive into it just a little bit here. Our first game of the day is Detroit and Orlando, and like I said, spreads in total are very important to look at. We have a 2-9 and a 2.5 spread, so this is one of the lower ones of the day. We'll have to keep an eye on Cole Anthony. If he's out again, definitely look at Black. You can look at Wendell Carter. Um, let's go look at the defense here for Detroit real quick. Our little DVP. See if we got any edge. All right, so Detroit's not the greatest against small forwards and power forwards. So you could look at Paulo, you could look at Wagner, but that's just like I said, those are GPP plays, but no one's gonna have those dudes because the total low. But you could look at him. Wagner, I probably wouldn't touch him yet, but Paulo Banchero, you can look at him. But he didn't do much, especially with Wagner being back. So GPP for sure. Like I said, if those guys are all out, Black and Wendell Carter are probably the 2 main guys to look at. Um, don't really need anybody from that Detroit side. New Orleans and Charlotte. Let's go look at this one. We have a 228 and a 3.5 by the Pelicans, so I like that 3.5. To me, that tells me it's going to be a closer game, and there could be some injuries. I think LaMelo could play in this game. It's a back-to-back, I think, for Charlotte. Yeah, so I think LaMelo plays. If he plays, solid option. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these guys for New Orleans is out. Zion's probably going to come back, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, "Hey, McCollum, take the day off. It's a back-to-back." I wouldn't be surprised, or DeJounte Murray, because it's only a 3.5. If so, either like Ball's not playing or McCollum or Murray's out. That's how the spread is right now. So keep an eye on that, and that's massive for Price Picks as well. Like I said, if Ball's in and his points are low right now, I would put him in there. I don't know. Like I said, I would just keep an eye. I think for me, Price Picks, Zion Williamson is definitely the guy to look at if one of those guys are out. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want to talk about that, hit me up as well. Sacramento in New York. So, like I said, I like that game, but I think there's going to be some news that drops in that Charlotte game. Sacramento in New York. There we are. 231 and a 4.5. So another one. That's kind of weird. 4.5. Sacramento. What's going on here? We got Fox and Hart. So Fox looks like he's probable. Josh Hart could be questionable in this one. If Josh Hart is out, OG Anunoby, don't mind looking at him. Picks up a couple more rebounds with him being out. So if you're playing props, I don't know what OG's props are, but that could be something to look at, depending on if Josh Hart is out. Um, and then, like I said, that's definitely going to help out Towns as well at 10-3. I think Towns could get you 50, 55 in this game easy. faster pace here against Sacramento. One of the better spin ups for me, especially if Josh Hart is out. And Brunson, you can look at him as well, especially if, like I said, Josh Hart's out. Give Brunson a couple more assists as well. Toronto and Atlanta, 234 and a 4.5. So another interesting one. Like I said, only a 4.5. I know, Johnson and Hunter. Hunter's questionable as well. We got Trey Young. He's questionable if he's out. Like I said, Dyson Daniels, and once again for Prize Picks, you can look at Dyson Daniels. If you think Trey Young's going to be out, I'm not sure. Not sure if he's going to be out. That's questionable. He hasn't. So he played on the 23rd. So he could play here, especially with everybody being out, or they could just say, hey, we're just going to rest him and move on because it's Toronto. So we'll see. But like I said, definitely some edge there if he's out. Bogdanovich definitely would come into play. Krejcik will come into play as well. Also, I don't mind looking at Scotty Barnes. I mean, Jalen Johnson's out, Hunter's out. I don't, like I said, I don't think anyone's really going to be able to guard Scotty there. So I like Scotty Barnes at 9.3. Akonwu could be a half decent option. Capella, if he comes off the bench again at 5.4. I know a lot of people don't like playing Capella, but he's slightly better off the bench. Doesn't play a lot of minutes, but he is available. Another guy to look at here is Chris Boucher. Kelly Olynyk is out again. I don't mind my boy Chris Boucher. Chris Boucher is a 3-point shooting power forward. Let's go look and see how Atlanta is real quick against the 3-point shot against forwards. All right, they're horrendous. They don't give up a ton of 3-pointers though, but everything else they give up quite a bit of threes. It's just because mostly power forwards and centers aren't shooting threes against them. So I really don't mind looking at Chris Boucher. I don't know what his price picks as well. 3-pointers. So like I said, that's what he does. He sits in the corner and shoots his threes. So I could see him getting 2 in this one. I could see it. I don't mind him. So definitely look at Chris Boucher as well. Jacob Poeltl, not a bad cash game option. Houston and Cleveland, once again, got a pretty good one. 228, 3.5. See, cash game. Like so, cash game wise, you can look at Mitchell Garland. I just don't have a ton of them. Levert, if Levert and Wade are out, you can definitely look at Max Strauss a little bit more. Niang. You can look at Tyrese Eason if you think he's going to get his steals. Mobley could be back, so we'll see what's going on there. Besides that, I don't have a ton from this game unless something opens up a little bit later. Utah and Memphis. It's a back-to-back here for Memphis. We do have a 246. A 246. Wow. 11.5 spread. So that to me, Ja Morant should play in this game. Depending on his illness, like I said, that's kind of hard to judge that one. He didn't play against the Pelicans, but it is, second one here. So once again, he could either A, play, or if he's not feeling good, obviously rest. I mean, it's Utah, so I don't think too much to worry about. Ja Morant's out again. Pippen, Luke Kennard. Kennard really stepped in last night. Bane, another guy to look at, especially his 3-pointers over, depending on what they are. The guy I went to last night was Clark, man. Clark was solid. He was pretty low owned. Like I said, he was in that premium lineup, a little lower down. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals last night. Solid option. I don't know if I go back to him tonight, but he was, good for us last night. So I guess kind of keep an eye. If anybody's out for Memphis, then capitalize on those starters. If they're all playing, I don't have a ton of them here, really in cash games. But like I said, it's a back-to-back. Maybe they rest Jackson. I have no idea. But the spread doesn't really show that. Philadelphia and Chicago. Where are we at here? With 230 and a 4.5. I like this here. Definitely like this spot for Philly. The only thing, though, it is a back-to-back for Philadelphia. But Tyrese Maxey at 9.6 is looking good. Usage rates, obviously, out of the, out of here, we got, like I said, even with Paul George, Maxey's still good. So I think Maxey's in a solid spot. Paul George randomly sits. Ricky Council could come into play. Kelly Oubre as well. See, I did take Yabusele last night, but it looks like Martin or Drummond could be back in this one, so I'm not really going to touch Yabusele. But yeah, like I said, keep an eye, and maybe maybe they rest Paul or something. But if not, Paul George, Maxey for sure. Giddy could be worth a look, and maybe a little bit of Zach LaVine, but Maxey would be my favorite from that one. All right, last game of the night, we got the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors in this one. Let's go look at the total. We have 218 and 1.5. So looks like to me all the starters should play it. It should be a pretty good game. I think the main ones to look at is 80 at 11-3 against Golden State. Without a ton of rim protection, I really don't mind it. Rio Hachimura's out. Not out, sorry, he's questionable. If he is out, one guy I don't mind looking at in GPPs, maybe some props that don't connect. And the only reason I say that is because he did play against Boston. Only had 13 minutes, but look, he scored 13 points, 4 rebounds. The Lakers need shooters, man. They need him. So I know he's kind of out of the rotation, but maybe, like I said, if Rio's out, maybe he go gets 18, 19 minutes and go get you 21, 22 fantasy points. We know when Dalton gets out there, he likes to shoot the ball. Not the greatest game to do that, but I don't mind him maybe in some GPPs. One-offs, only if Rio's out. But like I said, we're not going to get any news for a little bit. All right, let's see what we can do here. Like I said, I really do like Maxey. I think he's your top play at the point guard position. His usage rate is crazy. Jalen Brunson, another good option. Like I said, if one of those guys are out for New Orleans, like I said, Murray, Zion definitely could come into play if McCollum is out. Like I would think McCollum would be the one. I don't know. Dyson Daniels, depending on what's going on with Young. Scottie Pippen if Morant's out, but I highly doubt it. Black if those guys are out again for Orlando. Another guy that could come into play. Like I said, this is my GPP brain. Like I said, if one of those guys are out for the Pelicans, Jose Alvarado could come into play. Another guy that likes to just come out of nowhere and score. So at 4,200, if McCollum or Murray or one of those guys are out, I don't mind a little bit of Jose Alvarado. And like I said, I don't know if he's on Price Picks, but one thing he loves to do is put up the assists. So if his assist right now is at like 1.5 or 2, I'd probably hit it. It's probably not because he's been consistent. But if it's low, I might put in Jose Alvarado and some Price Picks. Probably at like 4 or something. But keep an eye on him. Shooting guard. I don't think you need to really spend up for any of those guys. Bane, like I said, if Ja Morant is out, those guys are all good cash game options, but I don't know if you need them. Like I said, Dyson Daniels, Black, as I mentioned. Um, oh yeah, another guy that I really didn't mention. He doesn't play a lot of minutes, but Bruce Brown, at only 4,800, his price is getting up there a little bit, but he's been pretty dang consistent, man. I just wish his minutes would go up a little bit. So that's the only thing is if he does have a down game, he doesn't have the minutes to bring it back up. But besides that, he has been shooting the ball pretty consistent, looking good. So another guy to look at is Bruce Brown. But like I said, he's not the cheapest though anymore. So, but I still don't mind him. Small forward, like I said, Scotty Barnes looking pretty solid at 9.3. Probably the one I would pick in that group if you're spending up. If you're going to the mid range, like I said, keep an eye on Hart. OG Anunoby could come into play. Tyrese Eason is an alright option. If Rhea Hatchmore's out, like I said, Dalton Connect and deep GPPs. Bruce Brown, as I just mentioned. Max Strauss, if those guys are out. Dean Wade. Um, don't really have much going down over there. Power forward, like I said, Anthony Davis is my favorite option up there. But like I said, if not, Scotty Barnes. Conwoo. Harris could be okay cash. As I mentioned, Chris Boucher. If a couple guys are out for Golden State, could always look at Santos, but that just depends if we got a couple injuries in that power forward center position. And then over here, like I said, Towns, if you can't get up to Davis, I like him. Hoydle, Okonwu, Wendell Carter, Jalen Duran, Chris Boucher, once again. In that mostly does it for that area there. So once again, guys, it was a W for us last night for FanDuel. Like I said, Price Picks is looking really good as well. I did a personal one and hit 3 out of 3, and then the night before I hit 3 out of 3 as well. So would love for you guys to come join us, Price Picks and FanDuel and DraftKings. 322 last night for FanDuel, like I said, for premium, and like I said, Price Picks one as well. If you guys would like to join us at all, $5 for one lineup. $9 for two lineups for the day pass if you don't want to try out the month pass just yet. The month pass is $25 each for FanDuel and DraftKings separately. Two lineups per day per site. And like I said, we always play the main slate. Lineups will come out about 10 minutes before lock, so you guys get the best, most accurate projections. And sometimes we do have to update, and we will update for you guys, so you don't have to worry about that. And like I said, Price Picks by itself is $20. If you guys want to get in, like I said, hit us up on Twitter right here, Chris Anthony NBA1. Free lineups, the day pass or the monthly pass, like I said, right there on Twitter. And also, that is where we post all of our information and updates as well. So, all right, guys, once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully, you guys win a little bit of money today, and we'll see you guys in the next one.